Finally tonight, bringing jazz back to the neighborhood. Here in Manhattan, there are any number of famous jazz clubs that'll pack them in on a Friday night. Yet it's a living room in an old brownstone in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, that's quietly generating buzz among jazz fans and curious visitors for its down-home feel. Jazz has come home to Bedford-Stuyvesant. The 19th century town home of Deborah McLean, where every Friday night her parlor is transformed into a bygone era of late-night jazz jam sessions.
I remember when I first took over the house, I got the family together and we played music. We danced and we sang. And all I could feel is that my grandparents had to have been very happy.
The elegantly restored brownstone has been a part of Deborah's family for 6 generations. After converting it to a bed and breakfast several years ago, Deborah began looking for ways to entertain her guests and build community. Bassist Eric Lemon, meantime, was looking for a way to revive the days when the neighborhood was the it place for jazz.
It's had a strong developed community since the 40s. I think hip-hop world changed the way people listen to music. And just all of a sudden, clubs started dissipating, you know.
And so the idea of Brownstone Jazz was born. On a good night, 50 people will fill Deborah's parlor. Old, young, neighbors, tourists. They pay the $20 cover for a night of music.
Let's say Brownstone Jazz is a big old house party.
And to enjoy the Friday night fish fry during intermission.
I mean, this fish is awesome.
There's a sense of intimacy here and a sense of warmth.
Even for people that don't really know that much about jazz, I think it's really easy to enjoy and just be immersed in it.
But there is more to this audience than first appears. As the evening unfolds, some of the patrons become performers in the open mic portion of the night.
So vast is the sky.
Singers and instrumentalists like myself take turns in the spotlight.
It's the greatest music in the world.
You ever get blown away? Somebody from the crowd gets up there and plays and
all the time.
You had no idea?
All the time. You know, living right down the street, you see them in the laundromat, and you see them getting off the bus, you see them go to their day job. And next thing you know, they're back there. Wow, I didn't know you could sing.
It seems jazz never really left Bed-Stuy. It was apparently just looking for a place to call home. The Brownstone Jazz Series is held at the Sankofa Aban Bed and Breakfast in Brooklyn. It's one of the many cultural and music series they host there. And on that note, that's NBC Nightly News for this Saturday. I'm Lester Holt. I'll see you tomorrow morning on Today. Have a great evening, everyone. Good night.